Hello. Hi. Can you guys hear me? Hello.
I'm on mute, so I was saying hello, but I was on mute, so sorry. Hello.
Hi everyone. How are you guys?
How are you?
I'm well. A bit cold, but I'm good.
Yes, no, there's this wonderful storm that's by us, eh?
It's coming out of nowhere.
Nice.
I didn't expect to see this type of weather today.
No. Hi, Janet.
Hello.
How are you?
And you?
Good, thank you. So, Janet meets Mpho, Mpho meet Janet.
Hello, Mpho.
Nice to meet you.
So, Mpho's joined our team. Let me put my video on. Mpho's joined our team in terms of the content. So she's been writing the content all along, and I've just hupsed her away from where she was, and now she's
fantastic news.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Nice to meet you.
And nice to meet you.
We've got this huge storm, and we had a power dip, so we were out of power for about 10 minutes. So I'm not sure if that's another reason why Joburg, there's not a lot of people online. I don't know if you had a power outage.
I didn't have a power outage.
Okay, well then we were just in discovery. Do we wait for a minute or two, or do you want to start?
Are there other people joining?
Yeah.
There should be, but yeah.
I don't mind waiting for a minute or two. That's okay.
Okay, cool.
Tipper, do you mind waiting?
No problem.
No. Not too sure if my audio is working. Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, all right. Yeah, no, I don't mind waiting. I'll just mute my speaker because there's a lot of lightning and thunder outside.
Mm. Okay, no problem. We can wait for a minute and then take it from there. Maybe start at 5 minutes past 4, if that's okay with everyone.
Yeah, I think because I see that we have Ntombi that's also joining.
Yeah.
And I can hear Janet's typing away.
Yes, dear. I'm trying to land a big deal.
Which one? You've got so many on the cards.
So many have been put on hold, but I've got an opportunity right now with the competing product 3CX. They're making it very difficult for us to compete because they so much for free, and so we've always got to come up with clever ways of why we're better,
Yes.
Yeah.
So you might enjoy then Friday we have someone from the ACMP, I think it is, on proposal writing, 10 tips to more effective proposals. So we land those bigger deals. So I'm keen to hear what she has to say. Apparently she does all the training in Africa around proposal writing. So she's accredited in terms of proposal writing.
Yeah.
Didn't even know there was such a body until I'd met Bill.
Yeah.
So, some messages.
Mine.
So how's everybody coping with lockdown?
Let me just tell this girl I am in a...
Well, some of us are introverts, so we are always stuck in our houses. It's not that much of a big
What do you do?
Life going on. I am a graphic designer. I used to work with Mpho where you stole that from.
Yes. Yeah. I remember seeing your name, Mpho. I think you and I have had a discussion at some point, possibly last year. I can't remember.
Oh yes, you were looking for graphic design help, maybe, and I referred you to Mpho. I remember.
Yes.
Oh yeah, I remember. You needed the a logo very urgently.
Yes. And then, yeah, that client fell away. Yes.
Right? But yeah,
One of
I remember
those.
that. So what do you do there then?
Me.
What's your profession? Yeah?
Mine. Oh,
Yes, dear,
sorry.
yours.
Just double checking. So Mpho and I, so now I can say that because I'm more than one person officially, not just my multiple personalities in my head. We focus on B2B. B2B business marketing, so digital marketing in the B2B space, with a focus of LinkedIn, making that the point of contact. So LinkedIn is a very specialized and understanding field. Most digital companies don't understand that. They're scared of it, so they kind of stay away, or they just make a post and hope and pray something works. But we've taken it to the next level and help people maximize that.
So that's why, Mpho, you've been writing a lot on LinkedIn. Thank you for letting her do that, hey?
Yeah.
Finally, you get to do it every day.
Yes. So she gets to write for Janet, is one of the clients that she writes for as well, and has been writing when in her free time, and contracting to me before she officially joined us. And Tombi, what do you do? Oh, very soft.
Hold on. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Hi.
What do you do?
Hello.
Just started working. I was doing a whole lot of home management, but I just started working. When I got there, it was supposed to be like a 3-month situation where I was going to help the CEO and basically his diary and stuff at Two-Tone in Bryanston. But now I've gotten a whole lot more responsibility for that. Now I'm doing more of what I went to school for.
And what did you go to school for?
She went to school with me. Tombi is my best friend.
Nice getting friends online. That's awesome. So now you're getting to do a little bit of the marketing in Tombi?
Yes.
Awesome. Hi, Yvonne. Oh, bye, Yvonne. Yeah, so connectivity is not great. I think there's a big
today it's a problem. I
Janet,
see also,
have you found?
For me, it says my bandwidth is bad.
Yeah, mine
too. There was lightning and thunder in the area, so I think that's affected our connectivity. Janet, do you find that that's a big problem when you're implementing solutions at your clients?
Yeah, it's all dependent on their connectivity.
I think that's a huge problem. But you want to start, Mpho?
Yeah, I think maybe we can just chat, and then if somebody else joins in, we'll take it from there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So welcome everybody. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your time. Thank you for being with me today. Today I wanted us to talk about knowing ourselves and knowing who you really are as an individual before you are a professional. So this topic came to my mind a couple of weeks back, actually, when I remember Nolene had told me that on LinkedIn, we're going to do a employee reveal. And she told me that she's going to send me a couple of questions that I need to answer about myself. And I was like, okay, cool. I brushed it off. And then when she actually sent me the questions, and there was a section where I had to describe myself, I wanted to kick myself in the stomach because till today, I'm not sure about who I really am. I don't know if I should identify myself according to what I've achieved in life or my behavior. So this is what led me into picking this topic for today. First of all, I'd like us to talk about how basically difficult it is for us to describe ourselves Do you know when you go on an interview and someone asks you, or your interviewee asks you to describe yourself? How do you guys deal with that? Because for me, I use horoscopes. I'm a big fan when it comes to horoscopes. I choose what traits I relate to in terms of Capricorn, and I'm like, yes, this is me. Yes, I am passionate. Yes, this is me. I am reliable. So I want to understand from you guys, how do you guys cope with that? How do you respond to someone when they ask you, so tell me about yourself? Can you describe yourself to me? Anyone?
Okay, I'll go in. Well, since it's relating to an interview, I think I always try to relate it to what I'm supposed to do there, the position that I'm applying for, what I'm being interviewed for. So I always make my story in relation to that, to that, starting from, let's say, I'll say high school, and related to how that relates to me being a designer. For instance, I might say I went to a technical school. So I did a lot of drawing, which helps me in developing some ideas in let's say, logo design. Then I'll going further, going into my university years. I'll explain what I did during my university years, some of the courses that I relate to the position that I'm applying for. And next stage would be my work experience and what I did in my previous job. Yeah, and that's pretty much it, I guess.
But then the reason I'm asking this is that we remove ourselves from our accomplishments. Say you're going on a date or you're meeting someone at a party, for example, and you know those small talks. How do you respond to that besides what you've accomplished in life? I want us to learn how to detach ourselves from our achievements. So the person before the career, basically.
All right. I think that's a lot to do with, for me, is planning something in my head never worked. And I only realized this recently. I've now learned to be more in tune with being myself, randomly speaking about anything. I think that in many ways helps me express myself in telling who I am. I think you know this about me. Every now and then I'll say something random, but it's just so I can share some information about myself or what I'm into. And in some form or fashion, or in one way or another, it somehow relates back to me. And that's, yeah, pretty much it.
Okay. And Nadine?
So it's a very good question because, you know, a lot of people attach themselves to their positions. And I think we have that big mistake that when we lose that position, which a lot of people at the moment, I mean, if you look at what the economy is going to be doing in the next few months, lots of people are going to lose their jobs because the economy has changed. And if we've attached ourselves to our job description, saying I'm a graphic designer, I'm a marketer, so for me, I'm an entrepreneur that's passionate about adding value. What that looks like depends on lots of different people. It depends on who my client is. It depends on who I'm speaking to, whether you're a friend, whether you're for me, it's about how am I adding value in your life right now? So every conversation, I try and add something and help someone in some way, whether it be physical, whether it be I'm here to listen, whether it be whatever that looks like. So I think it's learning who you are. But I only got to that place and understood who I was after a long journey of self-discovery. And that was after 2013. So you've got to look at it in a way that the quicker you self-discover yourself, that makes sense, I think you are able to make a better life decisions, because you will know what you will say no to and what you will say yes to. Because I'm still learning. With some clients, I say, no, I won't take you on as a client. Love you, but you're no. So it's knowing that. So I don't know if that answers your question, Mpho.
Yes, it does, definitely. Thank you. Does anyone else have anything to add? No? Okay.
You're waiting for an answer. But I would say, like, for me personally, I don't think I know who I am just yet. Like, I'm still trying to discover that with time. So it's very difficult to answer questions like, who are you, or what kind of person are you? I feel like it only happened post high school. So I feel like I'm only 23. I don't have to have it all figured out just yet. But I do have an idea of the things that I will and I am willing to accept, and the things that I'm not willing to accept. However, I can't say for sure that this is the kind of person I am right now. Does that answer your question?
Yes, it does. And with that, I found that there was a book that I was reading in high school. So the book is by Eckhart Tolle, and he was talking about the different roles the ego plays. So the ego basically cuts itself up into pieces. So whenever you are with this person, you are this person. Whenever you are with that person, you are that type of person. So you are split in different groups as an individual.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
I remember that.
Yeah. So for you to be able to understand who you truly are is to find a base, find a common ground from all these different characters that you play. See how you are as a career person, as a daughter, as a wife, as a brother, as a sister. Find the common ground. And I think that's the best start to knowing who you really are, because if you are compassionate at work, you probably are compassionate at home with your friends and whatever. So you need to find a common ground, sit and think about the different roles you play in each person's life, and then see which one is the common factor, basically. So can you think of one common factor in all those groups?
I'd say I'm a good listener.
And
Janet, what are you? She's typing away in the background. I think I'm a lot of
Sorry,
things.
I was trying to get back in. I was struggling to unmute myself there. I would say, you know, I'm talking from an older point of view now, but I'd say I'm a good leader.
I think you also
in all aspects of your life, home, work.
Do you lead? Yeah. Ooh.
In all aspects of my life. What stands out the most for me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Leadership.
Okay. Temple?
I would also collaborate with that.
A leader.
So I think you lead very well. Yeah. Janet leads very well. It just, sometimes you leading from behind and sometimes you're leading from the front. But from a leader perspective, she's always encouraging her team to do better.
Yeah, and sometimes it's leadership out of complete frustration. Even when you don't feel like leading, you know, yeah.
Yes. Now we got that one.
Yeah, sometimes you want to just smack somebody over the head and you kind of got to go, right, let's go.
We can't do that in today's times. Anyone else?
There we go. Having network issues, but I think one quality about myself that I see myself in every aspect of life is I am an explorer of knowledge. Knowledge in what sense? Depends. If I meet somebody, I always try to get this perspective of life from them, how they see it and how I see it. And I always question it, so I get some version of knowledge to learn more, to explore more. I think, yeah, that's pretty much it.
Okay.
Oops, I was on
And
mute.
Lily?
Awesome. A teacher. So the reason I say teacher, because also coming from the older teacher leadership, but teacher in a way that I'm always trying to help someone become better versions of themselves, whatever that looks like, whether it's me listening and adding value later, the bigger picture thinker. So I can see a situation from the big picture and try and connect the dots and see how people can eventually work together, or the piece of a puzzle. That's why I'm good at marketing, because it's about seeing the bigger picture and how people can perceive some certain content at certain stages. Like, you know, the pandemic that we're going through, you don't want to be pushed marketing and saying, look at me, but it's how I can help you. How can I help you? How can I help you?
For me, I would say I am a helper. So I'm always looking for ways to help other people, be it at home, at work. I'm always trying to ease off someone's burden. And it's a bad thing, but I'm always putting it on me. So to see other people with less baggage to carry, I find joy in that. So in every aspect, at home, at work, with friends, everything. So I would basically definitely describe myself as a helper everywhere. And I've accepted that, and I'm definitely okay with being a helper. And next, I want us to talk about character development. For you to know who you really are, I think it's best for you to always work on upskilling and developing your character, be it when it comes to emotional well-being or with work. I've seen that on LinkedIn, there are a lot of links for courses that people can do, joining groups, making friends, making connections. And I've personally challenged myself to learn something new at least every week. I've signed up for a couple of courses, and I do at least one module every day just to grow my skills and grow my knowledge about a couple of things. I'm also doing speaking training because I've always thought that I'm a terrible speaker. So I'm learning. This is also part of character development. Thank you guys for listening to me. Yeah, so what are you guys doing for character upliftment and development in the journey of knowing who you truly are?
So I think reading a lot of self-development books, whether it's aligned to your specific faith, but so for me, it's a lot alongside, you know, the likes of John Maxwell, and going to those live sessions at the moment, because a lot of them have some free live sessions going on that you can attend, soak in some of that information and learn from other people. So one of the other things I also do is at least I try twice a month or so, is reaching out to a possible person that I aspire to within the space that I work, and have a conversation. The worst they can say is nothing or no. And, you know, learn. And so my conversation is, you know, what did you do to get to where you are now, so I can learn how to get to where they are with following their steps. So it's, you know, just understanding little things, taking notes, attending as much, obviously within time parameters, attending as much content, live versions of stuff that I can see, even paid for, you know, so I buy the books, I go through the process of reading. Get Abstract is I mean, I'm not a reseller of theirs, so just putting it out there. That's Get Abstract has also got free membership up until the 31st of May. And Get Abstract is book summaries. So for us that don't necessarily have a lot of time, there's a book summary where you kind of get the gist of the book. So you kind of get some of the big meat. And they're also available on audio and stuff like that. So it's getabstract.com. Not that it's for me, but it's kind of for everybody else out there that's normally a quite expensive package, and that companies pay for. There's an opportunity for the rest of us to get some meat out of this time and learn a lot, even if it's just via audio stuff. So that's me.
Oh, thank you for sharing that. Thank you, Nomi. Anyone else?
All right, I'll jump in. I think with me, it's never trying to remain constant in my field. I think the one biggest thing that I take priority in is my work. I never really want to be stuck in one level or one place or constantly creating. And sometimes it gets really, really hard and frustrating as an artist or a designer, because you get in this zone where you don't know what direction to go. But I've slowly started to learn that you will only go somewhere if you take a step forward. Even if sometimes you don't know necessarily where you're going, but just taking a step forward, you start making plans. You start thinking that, okay, maybe if I do this, that will come out. If I do that, that will, you know, I don't know if I'm explaining this quite well, but yeah, it's basically constantly trying to improve your skill. It is the only ththing that you have that no one can take away from you right now. So absolutely, why not? And I think I read a lot more than I used to. I read a lot of African history. So constantly watching lectures. Bombarding myself with information and work.
And this is the perfect time to do that, because we are all free and we have ample time to listen to lectures, read, do all of those things. So you still have about some time to do that. Yeah.
Quite a lot.
Yeah. And Ndembi, do you have anything to say, Janet?
No, I'm good at this stage.
I would just add that, if you're in the space of technology and work and you're not constantly learning about what's happening in your own field. Now, I've had clients before where they have no idea. So they're selling maybe an HR solution, but they don't even know what's happening within the HR industry. You're not being very clever. I'm not going to say the other words, but you kind of have to. So I agree with you, Tsepo, that part of your career development is understanding that you need to be constantly learning about who the players are, what the competition is doing, what are they doing better, how can you improve, what is technology changing, what are the different changes. I mean, if you think of designers, what's the updates, what's the new update in Photoshop, what is it doing, how can we utilize it better, how does it make me more efficient? And so LinkedIn is the same thing. So we're constantly utilizing LinkedIn to understand what the algorithms do before we try and implement a solution at a client. Because otherwise your solutions are not necessarily, or your suggestions to your boss or whatever that looks like is not necessarily going to work because you're not implementing it with yourselves first. So just, it's a good one, Mpho. Well done.
I agree. And I think it's important for people, individuals, to also push themselves to take part in career trainings, like at work. If there's training at work, attend that training, whatever training available that is free. I mean, take advantage of that and learn something new. That's how you upskill and build your character. Who knows, maybe you might learn a couple of things about yourself during that training session or lecture or whatever that you'd be attending for free, you know. So in closing,
Yeah, when you say for free, you it's just a little something that I had on a lecture. So the guy said, your people went through 500 years where they were not allowed to learn. And now you're living in a world of information where you're free to learn anything that you want, and yet you still choose to sit and do nothing.
Yeah.
I think that hit home when I had that.
True, because people didn't get access to education for a long time back in the day. And now that we have all this technology and everything before us, we still take advantage and basically not take advantage. We just let it go and it goes to waste, you know. And that's how I read something where they said that every day people find ways to waste their lives. And I was like, this is so true, because instead of you trying to read a book, you'd rather sit on the TV, sit on the couch and watch something not relevant to. It's great to relax, but sometimes try not to dwell on them for long. Procrastination is the biggest killer of all time, and I'm fighting it till today, you know. So let me not waste anyone's time. The last point that I have that I'd like everyone to take home today are the 5 easy steps to discovering our true selves. Step 1, make more time for yourself. You'll never know who you truly are until you make time to find out who you truly are. So you have everyone around you, kids, work, uncles, whoever. Just try and separate time to yourself. Be still and listen to yourself. Secondly, realize who you truly are, not who you want to be. So you need to be okay with who you are now, grow that, mature that, and then you can work on who you want to be. Because if you're taking in all this information and trying to be that and that without mastering who you really are today, you are going to suffer in the future. Thirdly, find out what you're good at and what you're not good at. We all know our weaknesses and strengths. Find out what your strength is, work on that, grow it, and then try and work slowly to what you're not good at. And if you feel like you're okay with not doing what you're not good at, then don't do it. It's okay. Choose yourself and choose to grow yourself. And then point number 4, find out what you're passionate about and pay special attention to what you're paying attention to. You're always a few minutes away, or you're always Google search away from finding out what you're passionate about, and stick to that. And then lastly, ask for feedback. I know a lot of people don't like getting feedback because sometimes it's bad and you feel like you need to protect yourself from the negativity. But it's always good to get feedback from people who genuinely want to give you feedback. You need to be selective about who you go to ask for feedback and receive that generously and graciously. And that is it for today. Thank you guys for your time. I appreciate you taking time from your busy lives to come listen to me today. Thank you, Noli, for this platform. I've learned a lot about myself during this time, so thank you.
Oh, no, you're welcome. Thank you for putting your hand up and saying that you'll do a session. I think it's very brave, considering this is a whole new world for you.
Yeah.
What did you think? What did you think, Janet?
No, awesome. I'm feeling quite encouraged by what was said today, and it's actually just so. I actually want to get emotional. It's just so nice to hear younger people being so positive, and I've really been encouraged today, to be honest. Initially, I'm going to be very honest and very open. I think, Nolene, you know me like that.
Yeah.
And I think, I'm quite a busy businesswoman, and I don't have time for wasting, at all. I think you know that at the office I'm very short, and I'm very to the point, and I'm very driven, and I'm very, whatever. And I must admit, I thought, I wonder what this is going to be like. I'm doing this because of Nolene, and I'm going here. Let me just see what this is about. And then when these young people started talking, I was like, oh my gosh, what are they going to teach me? That was my negative thoughts that I started off with. And I carried on working. You could hear I was hurriedly typing away, but I can multitask and listen. And as you guys were talking more and more and more and more, I was like, oh, wow. So, yeah. So I've learned that today I've been encouraged by people much younger than me, and it's so nice to hear.
Awesome.
That's great.
Now you know why I had to steal her, Janet.
Well done, Nolene. Well done. And thank you for writing all my articles. They're great.
Thank you.
Yeah, I keep telling her about Doug walking down the stairs and telling you and telling me about all these wonderful articles that he's written. Have you seen them?
Yeah. He walks down the stairs and he pretends that, he says to everybody, he goes, have you seen my latest article? It's quite good, eh?
That's great. It's
well done.
To hear good
Well
feedback.
done.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Well done. I'm super encouraged by what I heard today, to the point where I'm actually feeling quite emotional. So thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you for
I would give you
here.
a big hug, but I can't.
We can let me put my video on. Wait, how do I do that?
There's a button at the bottom.
There we go. Okay, you can't really see me. I'm gonna have to put my big light off. There we go. We can do this.
Oh.
There we go. Okay, guys.
Okay, thanks so much, Mpho. Thanks, Mpho.
No problem.
Thank you.
Have a good
everybody
one.
Enjoy. Get used to the introvert life.
No. Thanks. Take care.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.